What's going on, guys? MJ300 here and welcome to a brand new episode of our Arsenal Road to Glory series. So we're up here now in November of year number 2 and our next game is going to be a home tie against Leeds United. But just before we jump into this video, we'll give you a recap of what we did last time out. So we finished off our transfer deadline window. So just a reminder of what we got up to during the transfer window. We added some additions to our squad. We brought Julian Brandt in from Dortmund. We made Danny Ceballos' loan move permanent. We brought in Kim Pempe and we brought in Trincao from Villa. Players that went out were Mesut Ozil, Pablo Mari, Henrik Mkhitaryan, and David Luiz and Mohamed El Neni. So there has been a few changes. In the Premier League though, we're going very strong. After 10 games, we're sitting in second place. We've had 9 wins and 1 draw, 0 losses. Liverpool topping the table. They have played a game more than us though, with 10 wins and 1 draw. Other teams going well, you can see Spurs, Newcastle, City, United. Down at the bottom, we have Derby, Fulham and Leeds. The 3 promoted teams all struggling there. Derby haven't even had a win. Fulham and Leeds only had 1. And we also started our first round of the Champions League campaign. You can see there we've had 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. We lost to Barcelona, we beat CSK and we drew with Porto. So you can see the deciding game is almost certainly going to be that return tie away to Porto. It's going to be between the two of us of who gets second place, with Barcelona almost certain to go through as group winners. So in this video, we're going to try and get through both November and December. So you can see there we have 2 key Champions League games. We've got a Liverpool game that we will play some gameplay footage of. We'll sim these other 3. And in December, again, a very busy month. We've got a quarter-final of the Carabao Cup, our final Champions League game against Barcelona, some other Premier League games of which we will play the Spurs and City games. So jumping straight into this first game now against Leeds United at home. You saw obviously they are struggling very much down the bottom of the table. We are at home. I would expect us to get the 3 points in this one. And we do. We win 4-1 with Aubameyang grabbing all 4 goals, which is excellent for him. Something I didn't actually show you, which I will do right now. So after that 4-goal brace, it actually puts him top of the Golden Boot in the Premier League. He's scored 12 goals in 10 games, so a fabulous start to the season for him. You can see a little bit further down our new signing, Brandt has actually also grabbed 6 in 9, so going very well as well. Okay, so here we go now. Next up in the Champions League, we are away to CSKA Moscow. Now, not an easy place to go and visit, but a really important game for us here. Porto and Arsenal level on 4 points, but Porto going to Barcelona, so really good opportunity here for us to stretch our lead and take control of second position. I would hope that these boys are good enough to get the job done, and we do. We win 4-0. Brandt with 2, Neves and Tierney also on the score sheet. Okay, so next up here we have a game away to Burnley. I am going to rotate it around a little bit because the guys did only play a game 3 days ago, and also it's important that we keep everyone in the squad happy. So rotated round to our second team. Still a very good side. Would expect them to get a result over Burnley, and they do. They win 3-0. Ake, Martinelli and Torreira all on the score sheet, and another clean sheet as well. Okay, so next up we have a home tie here against Crystal Palace. Just have a quick look, see how they're getting on in the season. And you can see there, they're sitting in mid-table, 1-5, drawn 1, lost 6. So kind of doing okay, nothing too special. With our big game against Porto coming up next, I think it's very important that we make sure our squad is as fresh as possible. So I am just going to ring a few changes here. We're going to go with Ake, Saliba, Maitland-Niles and Tierney at the back. Guendouzi, Willock in the middle. Pepe, Brandt and Martinelli, and then Nketiah up top. So just a few changes, not too many. Enough that we still got a team that's good enough to go out and get a result against Palace. And do we get the 3 points? We do. Tierney with a brace and Brandt on the score sheet as well. Kirby for them, but 3-1 to Arsenal. Okay, so here we go. Here is the big game away to Porto. You can see their confirmation. They did in fact lose to Barcelona. So we're currently 3 points clear of them. We need to go and get a result because we can't rely on the fact that we're going to get a result against Barcelona in match day 6, whereas they'll have the easy game of Moscow. So jump into this here, biggest team. We need to get a result, otherwise our qualification could be in trouble. And we get a result. It's a great result. Brandt and Lemar score for Arsenal. We win 2-0, and that now sends us through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. Okay, so we've just had a message in here which is very worrying. Thomas Lemar, you can see he is very unhappy. He feels like he's not getting enough minutes and he's asking if he can leave. So I think we're going to have to, nothing I could say there brings up his morale. We're going to have to play him in a few games and try and get that morale up because I don't want to lose him. I mean, Julian Brandt is definitely a better player, and if we have to sell him, we will, but I really don't want to. We have just over a month to make him happier. So let's see if we can get him in a few games and improve that morale. Okay, so next up we have a top of the table clash here away to Liverpool. You can see the two of us are already starting to pull a gap a little bit on the rest of the teams, both on 37 points. City and Spurs both 6 points further back. So really big game here at Anfield. Obviously we already got the glory over them in the Super Cup, but this is a completely different circumstance. We'll jump into this here. You can see I am giving Lemar a start. I've actually taken Saka out and put Lemar out wide because he can play on the wing. I really like using Brandt. Him and Aubameyang link up really, really well. So I want to keep playing him, but obviously we need to try and improve the morale of Lemar. So that's a very, very filthy front four we've got up there. Hopefully we can get ourselves a result here at Anfield. So we knew from when we were looking at the transfer deadline day that Liverpool hadn't made any significant additions. So their back four is still Milner, Van Dijk, Barta and Alexander-Arnold. Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum in the middle, and Firmino, Salah and Mane up top. So obviously still a very strong team, but I think our team might even be a little bit better now. So let's see if we can get ourselves a result against Liverpool. Here is Bellerin now, some space down that right-hand side. Can he get an early ball in towards Aubameyang? He can, but it's too close to Alisson. Here's Neves. Slips it through to Aubameyang. Perfect run. Can he finish it? Oh, and he can't. Just took a bit too much time and defender almost got back and Alisson makes the save. Lemar. Back to Tierney. Inside to Lemar. To Aubameyang. Can he turn and shoot? He can, but there's no power. It's easy for Alisson. Oh, Brandt's lost it in the middle of the park now. And here come Liverpool. Firmino. Ake across. Good block. It's Pepe. To Brandt. To Aubameyang. Here goes Pepe now. He's in behind. Can he finish? Oh, it's a great challenge by Van Dijk. Brandt over the top towards Pepe. Oh, there was space in behind, but the half-time whistle has gone. And we go into the break at 0-0. So a game of few chances, a lot of possession for Liverpool. We had a couple of those breakaways. One really good interception by Van Dijk. And this one here from Aubameyang. He should have been scoring. But just maybe a little bit too composed. But we're holding Liverpool at Anfield, so let's get into the second half now. Well, Arsenal now could be caught on the counter here. Salah up against Kimpembe. Can he stop the cross? He can't, but Ake's there. And Arsenal get it away. It's Brandt, Pepe, Aubameyang. Back to Pepe. Cuts inside to Aubameyang. Brandt. Can he turn his man? Cut back inside. Have a go. Oh, he's hit the post. So unlucky from Brandt. Oh, Pepe's won it high up the pitch here. Goes into Brandt. Back to Pepe. Get the ball across. Oh, and Aubameyang can't quite get there. Going to make ourselves a change here. Brandt's had a really good game, but bringing on Lacazette, that extra striker up top to see if we can get ourselves a goal. Oh, here comes Salah now. He's found some space. Cuts it back. Oh, it's hit the post. He'll cut back inside. He's found some space. On the edge of the area. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Aubameyang. He pulled away. He's got to be hitting the target there. Look at that. He's just tried to place it. Here goes Salah now. And oh, that's got to be offside, but it's not. Takakito. He's cut it back. And Keita's there. And Liverpool lead with 10 minutes to go. I was sure he was offside. But he didn't flag it. Oh, I think it's Kimpembe's just kept him on. And Liverpool have taken their chance. Could Arsenal be falling to a first league defeat of the season? Here is Neves now. Looking to drive forward. Oh, he's got Pepe in. Is he on? I was sure that was onside. Lacazette out wide to Pepe. Into Lacazette. Into Lemar. Oh, it's a great save by Alisson. Right at the death, we had the chance to equalise, but we didn't get it done. Alisson to the rescue, and it's full time. And Arsenal fall to a first league defeat of the season. Liverpool doing to Arsenal what Arsenal have done to all the other big teams so far this season. Hitting them on the counter, taking their chances. We had our chances. That one early from Aubameyang should have scored. Aubameyang had another opportunity, as did Lemar, but you can see there, only the 3 shots on target, not really enough. Liverpool took theirs, and we fall to our first league defeat of year number 2. Okay, so the games don't get much easier. We now have a home tie here against Leicester. Last time out, I think they were doing pretty well. They're not in the top 6. Let's see where they are. They are 8th. So they've won 7, drawn 4, only lost 3. And you can see there's confirmation we have slipped behind Liverpool now at the top of the table after that defeat. And it's really important that we get back on track here. We get ourselves a result against Leicester. Can we do it? We do. We win 2-0. Brandt with the double. Back to winning ways for Arsenal. That was really important that we did that. Okay, next up we're now away to Derby, who, remember at the start of the video, they hadn't even won a single game. They'd only drawn one. They'd lost everything else. Has that improved for them? They've drawn a couple more now, but they're still looking for their first win. Minus 39 goal difference. So I think we can probably comfortably go with our second best team here and still get a result. So hopefully we're not one of those teams that drops points against Derby. And we don't. We win 4-0. Lemar, Martinelli with 2 and Guendouzi. Maitland-Niles picks up an injury, which is a little bit concerning. Hopefully it's not too long term though. And he's out for 2 days, so not an issue there. Okay, so another round of training there, and Saliba is now up to an 80 overall. So he's growing really quickly. I think he's already up 5 in 3 months. So that's really good for us. And we're into the final fixture of the Champions League now. We're guaranteed second. I think I'm still going to go with my best team because it would be good confidence building if we can get a result against Barcelona. Chances are we might have to play them later on in the knockout stages anyway. And we don't. We lose 2-1. See Suarez scored early after 5. Pepe equalised with 10 minutes to go, but then Dembele scored the winner 8 minutes from time. So not the end of the world. Like I said, it doesn't matter. We are guaranteed into the knockout stages anyway. So very interesting right here. We have had an offer from Paris Saint-Germain for Thomas Lemar for £54 million. So obviously that's quite a lot of money. We'll have a look at this here. It says that actually we could get somewhere between 60 and 90. Now, I don't really want to sell him. I think he's a really good player for us, but he was very unhappy, and obviously that does affect the morale of the squad. I think I'm going to reject it for now, but if the board starts putting pressure on me, obviously we can see how it progresses in the next month with January coming up, and then we can look to sell him. We'll jump straight into this next game here now, though, first against Southampton. Expect us to get a win here. You can see they are not in a very good vein of form. They've lost their last 3, and now they've lost 4. Aubameyang, Pepe and Ceballos all score for us. Daka gets 1 back for them. But we continue to win in the Premier League. Just that one tiny blip. And here we go. Look at this. Thomas Lemar is now, rather than very unhappy, he's only unhappy. I want to say a big thank you for my recent chances in the team. I'm much happier in that respect now. So that is good. The Carabao Cup quarterfinals, the last fixture that we will simulate here. Obviously, if we do win this, then we will be playing the semi-finals and then hopefully the finals. So let's jump into this here and see if we can get ourselves a result. And will the boys get it done? It's not going to be easy against United. And we do lose 2-0. They went with the strongest possible team. Our guys weren't quite good enough to get the job done. Rashford and Martial for them. Same stage as last year, going out in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. A little bit disappointing, but it is the least important of the 4 trophies we're going for. And we have a far, far more important game coming up here right now. It is against Spurs, away to Spurs, the North London derby. You can see they're sitting there in 4th place as well, so only a few points back on us. But with the North London derby, every time we want to be getting a result against Spurs. So back to our strongest team. Let's jump into this here and see if we can get ourselves 3 points and, more importantly, bragging rights in North London. Okay, so we figured we'd have a quick look at the Spurs team. They've gone with Gazzaniga in goal rather than Lloris, so that's obviously good for us. Kufri at left back, Romagnoli in the centre along with Ndombele, which is weird because he's normally a central midfielder, and then Foyth at right back. Sissoko, Dyer and Ali in the middle, Bergwijn, Son on the wings and Kane up top. So good threat going forward, but definitely some chances to exploit their defence and their goalkeeper and get ourselves another win in the North London derby. Well, here comes Bergwijn now. He's found some space down this wing early. Oh, and he's absolutely sold Ake. Oh, he's hit the side netting. That's an early warning sign from Arsenal. We can't be diving in that easily. Not like Lemar got a touch on it, but it must have already gone out of play. Here is Dele Alli. Good block by Kieran Tierney, but it's fallen to Sissoko. Good block again, Tierney. Brandt can bring it away. They look to run. Julian Brandt is powered through their defence. Cut back to Pepe. And he scores. Arsenal just so destructive on that counter-attack. Julian Brandt with a powerful run. Splitting through the defence. Pepe had peeled off onto the edge of the area and he had all the time in the world to pick his spot. And Arsenal lead 1-0. Saka finds Brandt. Slides in Pepe. Oh, he's hit the post, but it's fallen kindly to Aubameyang and it's 2-0 to up. Oh, he's offside. How is he offside? He looked like he was behind the man. Oh, that is inches, if anything. But the linesman's decision is final. It remains at 1-0. Here is Pepe. Powerful run here from Nicolas Pepe. He's found himself some space. That's a good save by Gazaniga. Spurs players just backing away from him, scared of the pace that he has. And he whips in the corner now. Oh, that's a great chance. Kieran Tierney. Saka. Into Brandt. Into Pepe. Neves. Tries to hit one from range, but it's blocked. Here is Brandt now. Sets in Saka. He's away. Saka at the back post to Pepe. Oh, how has that missed? How has that missed? Just enough pressure on him maybe by the defender. Should be half time, and it is. There goes the whistle. Arsenal go in at the break with a 1-0 lead. Now we've had chances to maybe extend that. Obviously the borderline offside decision. Pepe there, the 4 attempts. He's been a really good player for us in the first half. But at the same time, Spurs have looked dangerous, particularly down this left-hand side of ours. Bergwijn has got the beating of Tierney and going to have to be nervous of that going into the second half. Here is Saka. He's found Brandt. He hits one, but it's straight at Gazaniga. Looks to cycle it to Torreira. Here is Neves. He can hit one. Oh, straight to the keeper, but he spilt it. And this time there's no offside. Julian Brandt picks up the error from the keeper, taps it in, and Arsenal now lead 2-0. Obviously Neves does have a powerful shot, but the keeper has got to be doing better there. Look at this. Back heel from Aubameyang. It's straight at him, but he's spilt it and he hasn't parried it to somewhere safe. Brandt's not going to miss from there. It is now 2-0 Arsenal. Torreira. What a ball that is out wide to Saka. He's got some space. Oh, he's gone for goal, which was not the right decision, I don't think. Never beating the keeper at the near post from that angle. Okay, time to make some substitutions now. You can see Brandt, Neves, Saka all going off. Lemar, Ceballos, Martinelli coming on. Here come Liverpool. Here comes Spurs now with Dele Alli. Down this left-hand side, Kimpembe stands him well. And Arsenal now can look to counter with Pepe. Got on-rushers. Got players over. Can he find Aubameyang? Oh! And I think the defender just gets a touch on that. He does. It's a corner. Corner comes in. It's towards Ake, but no power. Here comes Tierney now. See if he can set free Martinelli. He can. Can Martinelli get in the middle? He's got to find the cross. He has done. That is simple as you like from Arsenal. Great counter-attacking again. And Aubameyang makes it 3. And Arsenal are going to have the bragging rights in this North London derby. Spurs caught high up the pitch, pressing for that goal. Tierney brought it out. Martinelli had all the time in the world and picked the perfect pass across the box. Aubameyang with his 14th of the season. Here comes Spurs now, last chance of the game. Ceballos gets in ahead of him, and that is the full-time whistle. Arsenal with a great 3-0 win over their arch-rivals at Tottenham's new stadium as well. Okay, so another offer in for Thomas Lemar, this time from Dortmund for £53.3 million. So definitely looks like we're not going to have a problem selling him if we do make that decision. But before that, we have a couple of Premier League games here to end December. First up is a game against West Ham, and then just a couple of days later, we have another game against City. So with that in mind, we will rotate the squad, give our second 11 guys game against West Ham here. I know it's a local derby and West Ham are doing pretty well. They've won their last 3, but I'm still confident in that team to go and get the job done. And we do. We win 2-0. Saka off the bench. Torreira got the opening goal. And that's another London derby victory for Arsenal. So next up is a game against Manchester City. I figured I'd just show you the table before we jump into that. Liverpool continuing outstanding form at the top of the table. Only 2 points dropped all season with 18 wins and 55 points. Arsenal still doing very, very well with just the 1 draw and the 1 defeat, sitting 3 points back. Up next though, City, not going to be an easy game. Obviously they're one of the best teams in the league. You can see down the bottom there, Liverpool have got Palace, so probably expect them to win that one. So it is important that we get a result and make sure we keep pace and don't start falling behind at the top, but it's never going to be easy against City. Let's jump in here anyway and see if we can get ourselves a result. And just very quickly, this is the team we're going to go with. So I've actually put Saka back in the team now. so that he can play a few minutes. Lemar onto the bench. He is actually back to content now, so he's no longer unhappy, but we will still make sure we keep bringing him off the bench every game and starting a few games as well, just so that he keeps getting minutes. Aguero. Here's Brandt now. There's some space to run into. Oh, and he can't quite find. Here comes De Bruyne now with Aguero. That's a great ball from Aguero. Ake, oh, he got beaten by De Bruyne, but luckily Leno came to his rescue. Arsenal trying to stay organised. Cross comes in. Oh, it's a great clearance from Ake. Crucial interception. Brandt now has some room to run into. Loads of space here for Neves. Oh, and he's just put it wide. Here is Cancelo. Loads of space to run into. Ake stops him in his tracks. Now there's just some space out here to attack. Saka. Can he get the cross in towards the back post, towards Aubameyang? Oh, that's too close to Ederson. Needed to get it in earlier. Run from Neves. He's found Aubameyang. Can he finish it? Oh, it's saved by the keeper. Brandt with the header. But Ederson back to save. Oh, here comes City now. They've got some space down his right-hand side. Tierney trying to get back. Sabah's trying to get across. Cross goes in. Oh, and it's gone past everyone and it's found Sané. And City leads. Really just needed to get my players in better positions there. Let's try and defend that cross. There was players in the middle, but they just all stood there. Kimpembe, Ake, it's 3 against 2 Arsenal. Get yourselves organised. Bellerin dropped too far in. Sané with a solid volley finish. Oh, and here comes Sané again. Can't let them go in too ahead. Well across Kimpembe. That is a great challenge. Took a risk going to grounds, but he's tackled him cleanly. Sané's actually still down as the half-time whistle goes. Arsenal go into the break 1-0 behind. Had their chances. Ederson was equal to them. City, though, dominating the ball. We need to really make it count if we can. Here is Bellerin now. He's got some space in the middle of the park. Brandt. Bellerin's kept his run going. Can he get in behind? Oh, and he can't. Laporte just does enough. Arsenal try to work it short. Neves. It's on the edge for Saka. Oh, it's straight at Ederson. Brandt out wide to Pepe. Look to use his pace here. He's got him behind Mendy this time. Look to cut back. Pepe, can he go alone? He does! That is absolutely world class from Nicolas Pepe. Had options to pass, but decided to go alone. And just drilled it into the far corner. Arsenal now back on level terms. With about 20 minutes to go, can we now find the winner? Look at this. Sold Mendy on the inside. Had players closing on him, but decided to go alone. Ederson actually maybe could have done a little better. But maybe all of the players in his way. Aubameyang. Oh, Aubameyang actually mixed it. He let it through. Possibly unsighted Ederson. It's 1-1. Okay, some substitutions here for Arsenal to see if we can find the winner. Some fresh legs coming on. On comes Thomas Lemar, Alex Lacazette, Lucas Torreira. Here comes City now. With Sol and Bernardo. Good tackle. Tierney. Found Aubameyang up the wing. Now the fresh legs of Thomas Lemar. He's in behind the defence. Can he finish? Is he going to go alone? He does. Oh, but it's been saved. And oh, the deflection came off Lacazette. And Lamar's getting carded for an earlier challenge. How did that not go in though? Pepe. Into Lemar. It's found Lacazette. Lacazette! Oh, it's straight at Neves. Oh, it's straight at the keeper. I don't know why I called him Neves. It's Ederson. He's got too excited. Oh, what a chance that was. Right at the death. Really, really should have got the goal there. We're not even able to see a replay of it either, I don't think. Unless it's in the highlights. Let's have a look. Is it there? No, it's not in the highlights. So we don't get to see it because we can't jump back in. And I really thought that was going to be the winner. Lacazette found it round the 2 defenders, but just hit it straight at Ederson. But against City, I suppose it's not an easy game. You take the draw, but that probably does mean we fall further back against Liverpool. Yes, you can see there they won 4-0 over Crystal Palace, and a little bit disappointing that we couldn't get the win. Okay, so one final game in the Premier League to round out 2020, and it is away to Bournemouth again. Fixtures coming thick and fast, so I will look to rotate, give our second team a run out, see if they can get themselves a result over Bournemouth. I'd expect them to. They're still a very decent side, and we win 3-1. Martinelli and Torreira on the score sheet for us. Wilson with a consolation for them. So we end 2020 with a win. Okay, there we go. So that is the end of 2020 and seems like a perfect time to leave that video there. Next time out, we will kick off our FA Cup campaign with a home tie against Swindon. We'll also be looking at the January transfer window to see if we can make any additions to our squad. Obviously, we'll need to bring in a left back because Kolasinac is going to be leaving us very shortly. So we'll scout a couple of those players, and we also need to make a decision on Thomas Lemar. That being said, you can see there that he is no longer actually unhappy. He is content. The only thing making him a little bit unhappy is his contract. We could look to renegotiate. We have actually just had another offer in for him, this time from Juventus. Again, 52.3 million, so all around the mid-50s that were being offered, but we are going to reject it. It looks like we should be able to keep Thomas Lemar, which is good news for us. I've really enjoyed using him so far. Unless obviously you guys out there think that maybe we should move on from him and bring in another number 10 to back up Julian Brandt. But yeah, so we'll leave that video there. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you are enjoying this series, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I look forward to getting through January and back into the season in the next video. But for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you all next time.